See, what happened was, when he called up looking for some basic advice, he took my advice and started working. But only weeks later did he fizzle out. He fizzled out on what he was working on and just stopped. And then went not to start again maybe 6-9 months later and fizzle. And start again and just flop. Now he had a great business idea, and it would help a lot of people out there, millions of people possibly. But he kept starting and stopping. And the reason is his why wasn't solid enough. So I did what I typically do with a coaching client. I took him through a process I call the 90-day game, and we gamified his life. We actually took his life and made it into a game. And I am happy to say 4 days later, I just got a text message from him, and he said, I've already got people in my pilot program. It's up and running, and it starts on Monday. In 2 years, so 4 days, he did more than he'd done in 2 years, only because he had more direction. So what's your theme? What's your theme for this month, this quarter, this year? See, my theme is posted right on my wall in front of me, so I can see it each and every day. Now, the theme for 2018 for me is epic growth and adventure. I drive through that theme everything that I'm doing. How often have you heard that from somebody who makes a mistake? And they go, what was I thinking? Well, truth is they weren't thinking. And that's why today's tip is going to be short and right to the point. The key here when making a critical decision is to stop, pause, and breathe. What is your crazy? What is something that you want in life, or something that you're going after that other people look at you like, you're crazy? So when we talk about clear communication, what we're talking about is looking at a communication style that nobody can argue with. In other words, it's so crystal clear that the facts of the communication are indisputable. So in other words, what you're trying to say lands on the person you're trying to communicate with such clarity that there's no misinterpretations or confusion. As the story goes, a high school teacher walked up to the chalkboard and put a dot right in the middle, then turned to her class and said, "What is this?" Well, one kid stood up right away and said, "Obviously, it's just a chalk mark on a blackboard." And there were no other responses. The teacher looked at the classroom and said, "Geez, I'm really surprised at you guys. I'm surprised because I did this exact same exercise or this question in front of a group of kindergartners, and they came up with 50 answers. It's a squash bug. It's a star in the night sky." The answers went over and over and over again as their imaginations flew. When you're overwhelmed, really what's showing up for you is fear. Now that could be fear of failure. That could be fear that you're out of control, which it was for this person. It could be fear of a lot of things. Are people gonna leave you? Is your product not good enough? Now, you don't have to be a business owner to experience overwhelm, right? We all experience it. But what's really happening is you're really scared about something, and that's why you're overwhelmed. As many of you know, I coach business owners to bridge the gap before where they were to where they want to be, and I help them get unstuck. And it probably should be no surprise to you that many of my clients are actually coaches themselves. You see, to be a great coach, you should have a coach or a mentor that's on your side. In most relationships, business and personal, there are at least two common factors that cause problems: frustrations, anger, anxiety. One is unexpected or uncommunicated expectations, right? So that's when I have an expectation of you, but I haven't told you about it. The second thing is thwarted communication, right? So I'm not communicating to you at all. And all it was two simple techniques, right? So one is clear expectations. You have to be crystal clear in your expectations. If you're not communicating something you're expecting of somebody, you can't expect them to do it, right? They just don't know. Their lens of life and the world is different than yours. And the second thing is just communication, right? If I don't tell you something or I don't communicate what's going on for us in our business or in my relationships, how are you supposed to know, right? And also, if you don't clearly understand something that I'm saying, I need you to let me know that. So what I asked her is a question I'm going to ask you. One is, are you living to your potential? The second question is, are you doing something about it? Now, if the answer is no, then that's a shame. But if you're feeling like you're in a rut, you're spinning your tires over and over again, you're not getting anywhere, then go out and do something different. Seek a coach, get a mentor, hire someone, take a course, take a class, do something differently. You deserve to live not only to your potential, but live a life that you've always dreamed of, a life of purpose, a life of passion. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Growth Hacks. Please put your comments right down below and remember to click subscribe. This way we can ensure that we're delivering these daily growth hacks right to you each and every day. On behalf of the whole team here, remember, go out and be the author of your own story.